Here is the 12 midheavens, our highest peak, how the public see us, our careers, our skills, and what we'll be best at in the public's eye. So the public can see you on the good side or they can see you on the downside. But this is what it's about, how you deal with the public. Like your rising sign is how you deal with people in general when they first approach you. But your midheavens is how you deal with the public as a whole, like the universe. It's your highest peak. Aries midheavens. Let's say this again. Aries midheaven, your careers, when we talk about the midheavens, it deals with you being a leader, director, supervisor, any job that deals with you being in authority, a leadership position. And also your careers will be strong leadership, entrepreneur skills, because you get the job done, you're a go-getter. So you can be over businesses, but also you can be an army officer, a butcher, a metal worker, a surgeon. You can be a race driver, and you can be a test pilot, a firefighter, a salesperson. You can be the type who's over psychology, so you can be a psychologist. You can be a explorer, a herbalist, a neuropath, a designer. You can be an electrician. You can be an actor. So these are suitable for you and more. Any role that deal leadership position, you definitely can take the cake when it comes to that. So self-employment, which means owning your own businesses, making your own job, your own way, you get to things of that profession. And because you prefer to be your own boss. So we're talking about Aries midheaven, these are your careers. Anything that deal with management, leadership roles, and also inspiration. This is you, Aries. But also, Aries midheaven people, souls, your jobs also will be training people, recruiting people, like in the military. Yes, any position in the military, anything that deal with power, anything that deal with sports, because you're very active, anything that deal with the business enterprise, anything that deals with these occupations. Also, you can be a coach, like a life coach, a training like coach, because you can inspire anyone and motivate anyone. You see the bright side of things. So this is how people would see you. They would see you as all these different careers I just named. They would see you as this in the public. Sometimes they can see too aggressive, and you can be too much compared to some people because your energy is so powerful. So you're very energetic. So right here, this is the midheaven. I just broke it down. So if you have Aries midheavens, this is you, unless you got something that's stopping you in your natal chart. Because you're the energetic loud one who are fearless. So you could be the firefighter, like I say, or the police officer. So anything that deals with power or warrior positions, you can play the field. You can play the field, even martial arts. You got so much energy for days. So right here, this is definitely your careers, occupations. And even Aries can do anything they choose to do. A lot of them might be into the porn type industry, but as far as careers, you can do almost anything, even educational learning things. You learn quick, you got a quick intuition. So this being said, I just gave it to you, Aries midheaven. This is you. If you are Taurus midheavens, I say Taurus midheavens. This is you. And so with the Venus effect and the Earth to it, this makes you the type who love beauty, who love the idea of love, but also manifesting it. But also, you love to have things in this life of existence, the good life. It's so the suitable careers for you and how people would see you. They would see you as artistic, definitely stylish. And so the careers will be for you is interior designer, a decorator, an architect. You be into food industry, like on the restaurant businesses and on your own businesses. The Taurus, you got the good financial insight on things. So you can be a financial counselor or guide. Also, investors and making investments and be the type who can sell land, sell real estate, sell property, but also be the type who do landscaping and you like to be into the garden because you like beauty, like nature. So you can be into landscaping, the planning stuff like the gardening. You can be the one who into carpentry, into painting, into singing. You could be the musician. You can be the musician, and also you can be the architect. You can be the engineer who engineer things. Also, you can be into construction work, but also you can be into medical practice. And so you can do anything definitely that deals with money. You could be your own business owner because you know how to get that money, you know how to make that money. And also you're a hard worker, so you could be into the farming and you could be into the banking industry. You can be into the flowers, like I said, into flowers, the plants, and because this is you, Taurus, you can do more than that. You know what I'm saying? So with it being said, you also could be the administrator, any type of management position that deals with money, investment, or you could be into you could be an antique dealer who sell antique stuff, but you also could be a organic farmer And also you could be the one who is, like I said, a real estate agent or any type of agent that who can get everyone higher and stuff like that. You can be into the restaurant business because you are into food and Taurus like to eat. So with it being said, because you could be the broker, the investment broker, and you could be the one who own your own business and everything else. Who's better than you, Taurus, when it comes to making this money? You're talking about the nursing field, secretary positions also. You be into secretary positions. You could be into being a model, a fashion model, any type of model. I mean, because you might be like an Instagram model, get paid off social media. So you could be into anything that deals with beauty, arts, that deal with hard work, that deal with the earth, even selling gemstones. So with it being said, Taurus, because since you deal with beauty and everything else and charm, but also that's how people see you. They see you as beauty and charm, and they see you as introspective, who can be very reserved. So with it being said, this is how people would look at you and they see you on the outside. That's how they see you. So any of these careers I just named, if people see you as that, you understand why. This your midheaven. This is your career. This your skill. This your gift. This is how people will see you, the outside, the public. So you can actually get that money in the public when dealing with these things and more. And so they can see you as jealousy when dealing with these things, or holding a grudge. You can hold a mean grudge when dealing with beauty, when dealing with art, when dealing with love and things of that nature. Gemini midheavens. If your midheavens is Gemini, we say Gemini. From the ones who can express themselves well, can speak well, those who are thinkers. And so your occupation would deal with thoughts, it would deal with expression. And so any type of work that involves public relations, selling, and gathering, collecting information or ideas and sharing it to others, such as teaching, writing, and you can work in any other media. Social media could be broadcast, you could be into radio, because you have a quick mind. So you can be a surgeon, a scientific researcher, an artist, a musician, because you're definitely good at words and ideas. So you could be the radio broadcaster. You may become an actor because your mind is all switching, and like that, your thoughts are all switching. But you also could be the type who could be a journalist, a journalist, an author, a book writer. You could be the ones who be into book selling. You can sell anything because you got that tongue. So you can be a salesperson, sales advertiser, and representative. And you be the type who could be the communicator on phone lines and stuff like that. So anything on the phone lines, you could get a job doing that because you're good and the expert at communicating. And also, you could be anything that deal with like advertisement. Advertisement, you make a good salesperson in general. Period. So that's a good thing about you with this Gemini energy. So this your midheavens, Gemini. This is how people would see you. They would see you as a good talker. They would see you as a thinker. They would see you as a type who can advertise well. They would see you as that. They will see you as the type who has a scientific mind, who can be that researcher, who good at collecting information, who good at knowing about some of everything. You know what I mean? You're the one who love words and ideas. So this what makes you, some of you are politics and all that other stuff. But so this your midheavens, you can do anything that you put your mind to that deal with your thoughts, that deal with your ideas, that deal with communication. So it's good to express them and share them. Anything that deal with that. It could be like teaching, it could be like social work, counselor, guidance, because you know how to put words together. So you can also be the one who could be a psychologist or a therapist like that into that type of field, because you that good where you can hear people just with your mouthpiece alone, so you understand people. So a good librarian would be good for you too. So anything to do with the library, a good host, a hostess, a host, anything like a greeter, anything like that. So you can get into any occupation that deals with these fields of expression, even the secretary worker, anything to do with traveling, like riding trucks, because you deal with speed right here, Gemini. So anything in the public relation deal with surgeon work. You know what I'm saying? You can be the artist, a musician. So that's a good thing. You can be an artist or a musician because you got it in you, Gemini. Also, you could be the one who could be a civil engineer. You also can be a personal assistant to someone because you'll be very good at that, picking up on details and stuff like that. So one thing I got to say about you, Gemini, how people see you, they see you as the bright one, but also they can see you as moody, and they can see you like on the downside where you catch mood swing, where they can't trust you or you're two-faced. So be careful with that, because this is how the public will see you, unless you get yourself right. But these are your occupation, these are your careers as far as it go. If your midheavens is Cancer, we talking about Cancer right here. We talking about people who are nurturers. They are cycling in tune with the emotions. They know the emotions, they know what you feel, and they know what they feeling. So these people here is like more like clairsentients, so they can be psychics. That could be an occupation. And also, they can be the ones who are your nurses, your doctors. Also be like They could be over housing. They're good at selling houses, and also they could be the ones who over restaurants and work in restaurants, have occupation that deal with being a chef or anything like that. Also, they could be the ones who be get a job like going to people's homes, like maids and stuff like that. They'd be good at that. They'd be good at social work, extra skill. They'd be a good fisherman, and your salesperson or sellers, because they are your money maker, so they know how to they intuitively know how a person feels, so they know how to be a good salesperson too. So with it being said, these people good at like selling property. They're good at getting into spirituality. They can teach you about spirituality. They can teach you about the roots, the culture. So they can get a job that deal with the ancestors, like linking you to your ancestors, link you to people that you never knew who are your ancestors and stuff like that. So, but also, they could be your historians. They could be the ones who into museums, your antique dealers. They also could be into hotels, like your housekeepers or your janitor work, like cleaning. Also, they could be into making candy. Also could be into breeding animals and doing garden work and stuff like that. Because these nature loving people, so they in tune with water. So they could be do any job that deals with water, like on a boat, a ship. They could work on a boat or work on a ship. Also pools, like they could be like a lifeguard, but any kind of work to deal with trading and counseling, because they already know a person's emotions, they know a person's mind. So being a counselor, social worker, anything that deal with nursing and a doctor and things of that nature, connecting to people. So social work, therapy, because these people make great healers. So any healing profession, healing with the hands, also work to deal with therapy, like I said. And this would make them a good bodyguard because they're so protective of people. So they could be bodyguards. You can hire them as bodyguards. You can trust them because they're loyal to you. So the thing is, they will do a great job. You don't have to worry about nothing, and they will do it to the best. Even will die about that job because they're loyal to it. So they can be a good bodyguards and things of that nature. So we talking about this Cancer energy, your midheavens and stuff like that. It's powerful energy right here. So they're very emotional. The thing is, this is how people would see them as emotional. They would see these people very kind. They would see them very nice, but can be shy. But at the same time, these people really not shy. They're very open when you get to know them. Because people can see them as caring and always ask them, is they all right? And so this is how people would see them. The public would see them. They would see them as got a cool, good energy. You know what I'm saying? So with this being said, I think I said it enough. As long as they ain't moody or oversensitive, over emotion, where they will explode, because they will explode when they hold all that water in it, just come out, they'll be all right. As long as they got it in check. So these people all about peace and love and light. So you get any job that deals with social work, connecting with people, healing people, and being like nurturing the people, very caring to people. So they can be over like they can be like working at like group homes and homes that deal with the elders and hospitals like that, because they're very caring and they would do a great job. So with it being said, Leo midheavens. I said Leo midheavens. These are the ones who will act. They would change up because they can play the acting role very well. They're very happy going. They are a leader. They're strong. So we talking about the strong individual, the happy, excited on the cheerful side. We got that fire in them. They make good leaders. First of all, any leading position, they'll be good at. Any role where they can be the star, they'll be good at. Any role where they can be an actor, a dancer, because they got that energy, that dancing energy. They can be musicians, managing director. So this your midheavens, Leo midheavens. We talking about people who love to play a lot. So anything that deal with fun, so they could deal anything that deal with careers such as also therapists, because they like to inspire you, motivate you. So they could be your coaches, your life coaches. They put the spark in your heart, so they can spark you with knowledge, information, because they deal with the mind too. So they also gonna get into like heart surgeons. They could be heart surgeons. They could be even like presidents. They could be like the highest rank, like your prime ministers, high up the ladder in any field that makes them the four person or the forefront. Also, your sports person, they can get into sports. These are your stars of the show, your fashion designer. They're very stylish and very charming. So we're talking about the Leo energy. This is very exciting energy right here. So definitely they're into your music, your arts, the culture. They could be your judges and teachers in general, spiritual teachers or teachers in general. So this energy can do almost anything they choose to do. But public relations, they can get into that. Like they're good in the public. They like to shine. So they don't have no problem with that. Business. Also, they can be like your models. Your sexy models who are all glowing and shining, always happy, and they might be the ones who went to the porn industry like that because it's their choice. So whatever they choose to do, and so because they like to live luxurious, they like to shine. So any role that deal with that, anything that compliment them, they get jobs where it compliment their talent and the skills they can get into. So these people are the ones who can write plays and do writing. They can do photography, all of that. So talking about hustling, they could be, so they'd be best too at doing their own business, doing their own thing, open up their own business, also creating their own organization, their own anything, creating their own. Because this is all about creating your own right here, type of energy. So we done spoke of the Leo, creating their own. These are some of your baddest people in the land. I was glowing, I was happy, I was shining. So that's why positions like inspiration is good when it comes to knowledge, kind of truth speaking, also into the fashion, like I say. And they like to look good, so it could be your fashion designer, your stylist type people. They can own clothing stores, stuff like that. So with this being said, these are the ones who own their own jewelry stores, into jewelry, into stuff like that. So gold dealers, your goldsmith, and any type of interior decorator, things like that. So and your spokesperson, because they don't mind being in a position of authority and leadership. As long as they ain't on the downside, as long as they don't need nobody to compliment them to uplift them, or they don't get on the side as I don't care, because that's how people would see them in the public. On the downside, that's how people would see them, because Midheaven deals with your careers, your skills, and also how people would see them in the public when they're out in the public. So with this being said, people can see them as too happy or too confident. You know what I mean? So people could downplay them and hate on that position. So with the Leo energy, it's very powerful, very strong. So this all need to be said. Virgo midheavens. I said Virgo. They think Virgo just is a virgin. So this your careers, your skills, how people see you. You know what it be. You deal with professionalism. Everything you want to do, you're the master, the expert. But so you would be into things that deal with herbs and the spiritual side. But also you be into things that deal with like a pharmacist, like anything that deal with health, anything that deal with service, anything that deal with people being well, anything that deal with self-help and development and growth and improvement. And also your careers, or how people would see you as a teacher. They would see you as a counselor. They would see you as skilled with your hands, very crafty with them hands. And so you also got healing hands. So you could be that healer because you got recipes of how people can heal. And you good at bringing people down to practical reality, which is earth. But so you could be a scientist because you're all about the truth and you have solutions to things. So you can be a problem solver. So any career that deal with being a problem solver, an analyst, a writer, a research worker, a data processor, because you're good at picking up on the details that other science don't pick up on. So you can be a librarian, definitely, a market researcher, a proofreader. You can be a bookkeeper. You can be a management trainer. Anything that deals keeping the status and statistics of things, you can do that. So you be the one who can write down details when dealing with scientific works and projects. But also you can be a teacher, like I said. You can be a yoga teacher at that because you deal with the mind, meditation. You can be a meditation teacher. And also you can deal with carpentry, good at that. Carving, doing like wood carving. Anything that deal with the health club, you can work at the gym. Anything that deal with nutrition, you can work in professions that deal with that. You can be the nurse, the doctor, or the caregiver, because you're very good at what you do. So you can be a personal assistant, a secretary, inspector, because you're good at what you do, picking up on these details. So this is the thing about you, out of all signs. So you get this Virgo as your midheavens, you're here to do stuff like that, even knowledge, dropping knowledge that will heal. Anything that deal with healing, that deal with service, but more in the practical realm. So you can be the one who own gemstone stores or sell gemstones, sell spiritual items, herbs and stuff like that will heal and help people. Even hygiene, you can be a dental hygienist and do with hygienes. You also love flowers, so you can work into like the flower shops because you love flowers and things of that nature. You can work in the garden. Anything to being the lingo teacher, teaching languages and stuff like that because you do with the message, you do with the word. Anything like a musician and also creative field. So anything to do with creativity, like being an artist, being creative. So you're very neat and clean. So that's the thing. So you can do any job that deal with cleaning, the cleaning profession, janitor work, keep things clean, keep things organized. So you can get any job to deal with that. So with this being said, I think I said enough about the Virgo energy because you're here to serve. That's how people see you as very helpful. They see you as smart, but you can be very critical. As long as you keep it positive criticism instead of negative, you're good. So that's the downside of you. So with this being said, I said enough for you, Virgo. This is your midheavens here. This is your careers. And so if you're not doing this, you understand why you're losing. Boom. Libra midheavens. If this is your midheavens, you that Libra midheavens. This is your higher state. This is your highest peak. We talk about your career, we talk about your skills and what people see you as. This is what you'll be good at. And this is how people see you when you're out in the public. So we're talking about people who has great taste, who love the idea of love, they love beauty, they love peace, and they're magical. We're dealing with creativity. So they're very creative. So you got a creative expression. So you see everything as an art because art is beauty to you. And so you could definitely be a model, any type of model, fashion model, any type of model you want to be, even a sex model, whatever type of model, you can be into the porn and things like that. But first of all, I'm talking about your careers on the higher ups. We're talking about the music business, of course. A lot of Libras are into the music business, so you could get into that. You get into anything that deal with art, architect, or the interior decorator or designer, and also a fashion designer, also a beautician, good at doing hair, cutting hair, doing females, be the one who braid hair, be the ones who do any type of hair. Also, you get into graphic. You can be a graphic artist. You can be a dress designer, a clothing designer, and you also could be a judge because you got a good judgment. You deal with fairness. And you're very acceptable of others. You're accepting of others. You make great points of view, so you can be a great lawyer. So and you make a great counselor because you're gonna counsel from truth, from what is right. But also you can be a diplomat, a peacemaker. You be the ones who can be a social worker. You be the ones who be into matching people together as far as dating. You also can be a marriage counselor. You also can be into photography. You can be into photography or videography. You can be into stuff like that. Also promotional work, advertising. Also, you're a good business planner. Not only a business planner, but also you are the type who can plan events. So you could get jobs at planning events, businesses, and it will go right. And you make a great host because you know how to bring people together, unity. Because you want to see everybody all right. So you could be that humanitarian. You make a great leader to bring peace to environment. So any job that deal with that, any job that deals with justice, that deal with law, that deal with, so some would say politics, but you can be great judges, lawyers. Not only lawyers according to the law, where you can get a job as that, but also naturally you're a lawyer. You see, you naturally is a diplomat. You naturally live by your truth, so you can be the one who of the law. You know what I mean? So also, like I said, you can do your own business, make great business planner, good writer. You're a great writer, so you can write books because you're very imaginative. So that's what makes you a graphic artist, and this makes you very creative. So you're artistic. So anything that deal with the artistic field, the musician field, rapping, singing, any type of music, you can get into the industry. Also being out in the public, being a public speaker, communicator. You know what I'm saying? So because you be good at that, and you got that Venus effect where you do like to shine, and then it started your mind air. So you can be a sex therapist. Anything that deals with relationships, that deal with people, partnering up with people, you could be a part of a team and do very well. And lead a team, you do very well. So leadership with dealing with people, with dealing with a team. Also like a hairdresser, a dancer, anything to the dance music, you know what I mean? And meditation, a spiritual teacher, anything that deals with spiritual work. You get into that. Anything that deals with the mind where you want, because you're so good at reading people's mind, very intuitive. So anything that deals with the mind, you can get into that type of profession. Like counseling, advising people, being an advisor, also somebody aid and stuff like that. A good negotiator. You're a good negotiator. You could be like a shopping advisor, showing people how to shop carefully and stuff like that there. So with that being said, that's how people see you as. They see you as stylish, they see you as beautiful, they see you as loving, but also they can see you as you could be very bossy, you could be selfish, but you could be on the downside, also to the point of a narcissist. So watch out for that. They might see like that in public, but they also can see you as conceited. So watch out for that. Scorpio midheavens. So your midheavens is Scorpio, your careers. This is how people see you as. This your skills, your gifts. Wow, how you is in the public. Well, we talking about people who good at keeping secrets, who like tapping into the unknown, who like tapping into secrets, who like to solve problems. We're talking about detective type of people, who always observing, who always slicing down and bringing out the truth out of things, who is fearless, who not scared to go into the spiritual realm. So they could be undertakers. You get career as an undertaker, insurance agency. Also, you could be a psychiatrist. You also could be a research worker or investigator, a detective. You could be the one who always observing things. So you could be a PI, private investigator. So anything to do with investigating, because you're good at investigating and watching things. And also sex therapy, because you're the master of sex. We all know about the Scorpio energy. It deals with power. It deals with sex. It deals with tapping into the unknown. So you could be a psychic. You could be a medium. So people can hire you as a psychic or a medium. Also, that's the ability that you have. But also you can be the type who can be a hypnosis type of person, who hypnotize people. You know what I'm saying? You can use that gift. And so we talk about these people with the Scorpio energy midheavens. They can be butchers. You can work into anything that deal with healing. You can get into anything that deal with healing. Also, anything that deal with, I said surgeon. So you can get into surgeon work. You get anything that deals with forensics. Anything that deals with the mystery and the unknown. Anything that deals with astrology, numerology. Anything that deals with divination. Anything that deals with owning your own business. Because you don't like to ride nobody's coattail or be under nobody. You got a dominative spirit, very dominating spirit. So own your own business of that nature. And so for you, you can do almost anything that deals with secrets, that deals with the unknown, that deals with sex, that deals with finances. So you can also be like in banking, accountants, anything. Anything you put your mind to, you got the ability to accomplish because this is the drive that Scorpio has. So this your midheavens. You'll be into knowledge. You'll be into the unknown, into breaking the taboos of life. So also you could be into like a city worker, a sewage worker, into some of the heaviest stuff like a butcher, man, chopping up meat and chopping up things and stuff like that. So this is definitely what you can get into. It's up to you how you move. You could be a doctor, you could be a nurse, because you're very caring. You deal with emotions, you pick up on people's emotions and feelings. So you get into anything that deals with this type of stuff in reality. So being into metaphysics, being into the occult knowledge, you can get into magic and teach people magical formulas and recipes. You get into jogging, martial arts, working out, anything that deals with reading, like library studying and learning, and focus vision. Anything that with focus vision, like meditation. You could be a spiritual guru. Any of these careers you could get into, because you're the one who got a great idea, who got the ability to heal anything. And so a lot of you will be the master when dealing with into pornographic things that do porn, you make money off that, anything. Because this is what the Scorpio energy deals with. So tantrum sex and spiritual, we talk spirituality, we talk tantrum sex, we teach people that, how to heal themselves. So healing of all kinds, anything to deal with medical. You can also be a police officer or military officer, anything that deal with a diver, working on submarines, anything to deal with nuclear weapons designer. You can get into any of that. This is how powerful you really is with the Scorpio energy. Because you deal with exotic, so you can sell exotic wear, lingerie, and things like that. And this is how people see you. They see you as powerful. They see you as magnetic. They see you as sexy. They see you as someone who some people be scared to be around sometimes because the strength that you have in you. And who some people want to compete with, but they know they're scared of you because you got that power within yourself. So this is how the public will see you. They will see you as strong. Your mind being out in the public and achievement, especially with something to achieve. So with it being said, Sagittarius midheavens. The Sagittarius midheavens. We talking about individuals. How you see them, how you see them in the public, their careers, their skills, their gifts. It deals with knowledge. It deals with information. It's very spiritual. It deals with philosophy. So these could be your philosophers, your book writers who publish books, and also your book publishers. They can be your booksellers. They can also be into public relations. They like to be in the public. And they got a big personality. So they can be your lawyers, your great teachers, your spiritual teachers, but also your spiritual gurus. So these people here can get into anything that deal with pets, that deal with animals and stuff like that, because they'll be good. Occupations that deal with animals, that deal with language, anything that deal with learning, anything that deal with schooling, institution that deal with teaching and schooling. They can get into stuff like that. So they can be the ones who can get into foreign language, different languages. So they can be your language interpreters, your translators, but also they can be the ones who love to travel. So anything they deal with traveling, writing, they can be your lawyers, they can be your judges, and things of that nature. Because they mind is steady active on fire, they love to learn. They're always expanding. So these are your knowledge seekers, the ones who drop knowledge, who share knowledge, information. So they can be your counselors, your guides, and things of that nature. They can get to anything that deals with sales, because they can sell anything to a whale, anything that deals with promotion, advertisements, because they got a good talk game, communication, expression, unless you got other stuff in your chart that holding you back. But with this your midheavens, this is what you will be into, unless you got other stuff in your chart that's holding you back. So anything that deals with performance, it could be music, it could be acting, role playing, they can do all of that. So these people like amazing right here. We're talking about careers, and this is how people see them. They will see them as funny. They will see them as storytellers. They will see these people with the Jupiter energy as friendly and kind and very adventurous. They got a adventurous spirit, love to explore. And so they make great tutors, lecturers, who and also motivation speakers, and they're good travel guys. Like I say, they can be pilots. They can be into sports because they got that physical energy, so they'll be into martial arts or anything. They'll be good at it. And they can be personal trainers and life coaches. Anything that deal with therapy work. So they can be your gurus, your seers. They can use their psychic gifts as a seer. They could be a priest, anything like that. Any spiritual teacher, healer. And definitely they could be the ones who write books of wisdom. They're into wisdom, philosophy, but also like I said, physical activity that deal with the archer type work, basketball, bike riding, horse riding. So they're into sports, definitely heavy. And they try to deal with training stuff, training animals, your party planners, and stuff like that. So the reason why they can make great judges and stuff, these are free spirits. So they make great lawyers, great judges, and things of that nature. Plus they got wisdom. This is a sign of wisdom, the sign of through their experience. So they experience a lot where they can be judges in their final years because their mind expands. It never stops. So with this energy here, they're highly smart, they're highly wise. So that's why they make great sages. So we talking about the Sagittarius energy here. Anything that deal with sale, like I say, they can sell anything to you because they're great talkers and they're great at role playing. They're great, very cheerful. That's how people see them. The outside world see them as cheerful. They see them as happy. They see them as strong and bold and strong. But also they see them as a free spirit where they can be irresponsible and inconsistent and can't complete a task because they stay on the move. So with it being said, Capricorn midheavens, this is your house. You are in your house if you are Capricorn midheavens. And so we talking about individuals. This is how people see you. This is your career. This is your skills. This is how the public see you. So they see you as the ambitious one who will achieve. They see you as the one who could be over governments, over administrations. They see you the one who could be over groups. They see you as the law enforcement. They see you as the ones who have the military state personality, very disciplined. They see you as the one who's patient. So you could be a teacher, a planner. But also, you could be since you got the persistency as a hard worker, you could be a bank manager and entrepreneur. But also you could be into dentist work and other possibilities like a surgeon. But also you could be on your own business. You could be into mathematics or math teacher. You could be an architect. You know what I'm saying? Anything that deal with manifestation because you're a go-getter naturally. So when you got Capricorn go-getter, you definitely can be the one who's a great researcher, a great dentist, a lot of you be into politics if you choose to. But a lot of you are great bankers, good bankers. A lot of you are art dealers or dealers in general, and funeral directors and over jewelry. Be the one who sell jewelry. So also you could be into the radio and television interview programs or broadcasting. Be the one who be the interviewer. You're very serious. You are perfect for serious work under pressure because you're very serious. So that's how people see you. They see you serious, all about your ends, all about your money, the provider, the one who got 2 or 3, maybe 4 jobs. It's the one who got the capability to having that, the one who worked, or on the downside, they would see you as the one who boring, who boring, or who hold a grudge, who could be greedy or workaholic, overwork. So that's how the public will see you with this Capricorn energy. So you the type also who could be into earth type work that do anything that deal like geographic, anything that deal with geologic, like earth energy. You could do anything that deal with geometry. You get into that type of work. Anything that deal with counseling, voluntary support worker, anything that deal with achievement, you can get into in the ranks, like military, like police work, like moving up in the government, moving up in administration, anything that moving up in rank to reach your highest, you get into. Like I say, architect, could be a builder who own your own company, the one who start from one little business, and then you have many. We also get into like the ones who have your own employees, and also you could be the fixer, the mechanic, the problem solver, because you're good with the hands. So you got healing hands, good hands that heal, the hands that fix. So put a whole car together, put a whole fan together, put a whole anything together, take it apart and put it together because you got the hands. You're very crafty. So you're all about skills. You're all about being an expert and mastering your profession and applying your knowledge. So any knowledge that you take, you apply to your life. So you definitely could be a great teacher. So with this being said, you also could be an anthropologist. Even a bone surgeon, anything that deals with the bones, that deals with human remains or skeletons, you can do work like that. So you be a forensic scientist. You also could be a good scientist because you're very practical and like to find facts and solutions. And so this is how people see you. This is how people see you. As long as you ain't greedy, this is how people see you as an organized, structured, neat person. So with this being said, who have an organized mind, I'm out. Aquarius midheavens. Is Aquarius your midheavens? We talking about individuals who's different. How people see you, they see you as unique. They see you as different. Your skills, your careers is based off of something that's different that other people won't highly bother to be into, like astrology, numerology, any divination that deals with that. Being into volcanoologist, being an archaeologist, being a sociologist, being into social and charity work. So you can be a social and charity worker. Also, you can be into stuff like research, being an intuitive genius with kind of ideas. So you got a scientific mind. You're highly psychic when you get information from the universe out of nowhere. You get downloads and ideas. And so with Aquarius midheavens, we're talking about individuals who are very analytical. So you also could be into the economy, also the ecologist, and also be a great counselor, a great guide to do with social work, sociology, because you have new unique ways to counsel and give advice. So you can be a good counselor, a guide, advisor. Also, you could be an inventor. You be the ones who into radio broadcasting, You be the ones who into electronics, technology, and also be the inventor of technology, coming up with your own ideas. It requires your midheavens. You be a humanitarian worker who could do voluntary work for the people because you like to see people happy, feel good. So humanitarian aid worker. Also, you can be into singing, into rapping, into TV, into radio. You're very creative. So this energy brings a lot. They're very fast, and out of nowhere, they come up with ideas. They always thinking, and thoughts always flowing like electricity. So you can be into anything that deal with electricity, like technology, like phones, like computers, and things of that nature, tablets and TVs, and anything that deal with technology, like fixing technology, knowing how technology works. Also dancing, because this energy dance, it moves. It deals with energy, the way the mind flow, the way the energy flow through you, like electricity. So if you could be into anything to deal with experimental work, so that's why being a scientist is very good for these people. Scientific work. So we talking people who are very good at dancing. Some people who could be astrology. I mean, who could be an astronaut. They could be an astronaut. Also, they could be a business owner. On their own business is best because they got their own mind. Sometimes they feel like people can't reach them because they got a higher perspective, a higher mind, higher way of looking at things. So on their own business and things like that. Get into any creative work, doing hair, doing anything. So they would do things differently than the norm. So we talk these type of people. We talk Aquarius energy. So talking about they could be the mind therapist, therapy of any kind. You know what I mean? So they're very nice, very listening, and they come up with unique ideas and way of healing. So anything that deal with social work, unusual jobs, anything that deal with the hands, because they're very crafty too. Because they got Saturn in it too. Aquarius got a little bit of Saturn in it, so it could do good in this house too. So with it being said, this is how people would see them. They would see them as unique. They would see them as different from another planet. Who come up with creative ideas. This is how the public would see them. But also this would be their skills and what they'd be good at, their careers. But also on the downside, these people could be the ones who be isolated from the masses. You don't even know their whereabouts or where they at right here. So with it being said, I'm out. Pisces midheavens. I'm so excited because this is also my placement. Pisces midheavens. I said Pisces midheavens. How people see you, your careers, your skills, it deals with you being a dancer. This deals with energy, the way your emotions flow. You're into the tidal wave. So since you stay in your mind, your meditative state of mind, you can be a photographer. You can be a videography. You're into videography. You can be a writer. You can be a storyteller, a good author. You can also be like a drug and alcohol counselor. You can be the ones who be into any mental health institutional type of work. You can be a mental health counselor. After all you go through, you know about emotion, you know about the downside. Your careers will deal with something to deal with healing. Also, it will deal with knowing people's emotions because you're very psychic, the most psychic out of all the midheavens. So this makes you intuitive healer. Also, a tarot reader could get into that. Numerology, astrology. Also, you get into anything that deals with counseling, advising, that deals with being an artist, an actor, because you got many roles. You are super creative. You're the most creative out of all the signs. You stay in your fantasy mind. So you can be the good poet. Not only a poet, a musician, a rapper, singer. So any work that deals with this is how you will win. Anything that deals with the public relations, you will win. Because you play great movie roles. You be a great actor when you're out in public. It's how people see you like you're an actor. Sometimes they will think you fake or phony, and sometimes you appear to be mistress to people, but you're not. Sometimes they accuse you of stuff that you haven't done. So you see, and some people would love your energy because it's so attractive, it's so amazing, so stylish, so fly. So also, this makes you a great person who advertise stuff. So you make a great advertiser. Any job that deals with the media, any job that deals with the public. Also charity work, giving, helping people. This type of work, you can do work like that. So you basically gonna go off and do your own type of work anyway. So you out of most of all the signs. Ain't gonna be the one who will do a regular 9 to 5. You're gonna do your own thing because this is more spiritual. So any spiritual work, spiritual guru, you be a meditation guide, a spiritual guide, any guy that deals with spiritual realm. You even teach people about their psychic gifts and their abilities. Anything that deals with spiritual work, spiritual healer, also therapy, psychologist, a counselor. You be all of that deals with the spirit and the mind, because deals with fantasy. This is the emotional mind, the emotional spirit, because you are the last sign of astrology. So you are the old soul out of all of them. So this will make you a great nurse, a great counseling, because you're very caring. So you can teach people about unconditional love and self-love. Any jobs that deal with that, any job that deals with fantasy, and since you are very happy when you're in an artistic role, because you like to play roles and you like to act and you like to perform, you be good at that. So with it being said, the Pisces midheavens, this is definitely you. Also, any job that deal with writing, painting, like I said, writing, painting, yoga, dancing, walking, any job that deals with that, any job deals with metaphysics and also magic of all kinds. You be into that, spiritual work, the arts, you know what I'm saying? Also like an empath. So anything to deal with that, you be good at. So since this is one of the most spiritual signs there is, it's up to you. This is how people see you. They'll see you as spiritual, or they might see you too spiritual, or they might see you too in your emotions, or too oversensitive right here. So we talk the Pisces career, you can get into things that deal with the spiritual realm, that deal with therapy, that deal with psychology, that deals with the mind, that deal with the spirit. So with it being said, any occupation that deals with healing and all of that there, and divination and astrology and numerology and acting and being creative, this is what you can get into. So this is how you will win right here. Because this is also my midheavens. You see what I'm into the media, into teaching, into healing. So you can be a spiritual teacher, spiritual guru, into astrology, numerology, all of that in the media. You would do well. You be the creative artist in the media. You would be super creative out of all signs. So that being said, I said this midheavens, who has a good charity, a good heart, is a charity worker, I'm out.